proves war crimes. And on sports, member House of Representatives says Eagles World Cup allowance ready. Details of this and more will come to you in the bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. Minister of Budget and National Planning Udo Udoma says Nigeria's economic outlook for 2018 and over the medium term is very positive. Udoma said this in a statement signed by his special advisor on media, Akpadem James. James said the minister gave the assurance while presenting a paper titled Delivering Economic Resilience and Growth at the Financial Times Nigeria Summit in Lagos. According to him, the present administration inherited a challenged economy and the administration has succeeded in turning the situation around as the economy is now out of recession and growing again. The minister said the collapse of the oil prices in the global market from $111.08 in June 2014 to as low as $30.07 in January 2016 set the country's economy on recession by the second quarter of 2016. He said the federal government responded with an expansionary 2016 budget supported by a Strategic Implementation Plan (SIP), consisted of a series of short-term interventions aimed at reflating the economy. The President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, says the Senate may amend existing security laws to effectively tackle security challenges facing the country. Saraki made this known at plenary on Thursday after about 3 hours of executive session with the National Security Advisor. Major General Mohammed Mongunu retired. He said that the review of the existing laws was important to help security agencies in their operations. Besides, he said that Mongunu had been asked to submit a funding request that would aid security agencies in their operations to the National Assembly for approval. He reiterated that the National Assembly was questioned on issues of terrorism, kidnapping, coordination of security agencies and killings generally in the country. The Senate had earlier invited the heads of security and some paramilitary agencies following a motion sponsored by Suleiman Hunkwe on the security situation in the country. The House of Representatives has rejected the use of electronic voting system in the forthcoming 2019 general elections. The rejection was sequel to a bill which seeks to amend the provisions of the Electoral Act considered by the Committee of the Whole. The lawmakers, however, approved the use of smart card readers for accreditation before elections are conducted in any polling unit across the country. The bill for an act to amend the provisions of the Electoral Act No. 6, 2010 is to further improve the electoral process and for the related matters has 41 clauses. The lawmakers in their submission removed the amendment in the bill which seeks to introduce the use of electronic voting into the Electoral Act. They resolved that while an electronic instrument, the card reader, will be used only for accreditation, the voting will be strictly done manually. They also proposed for the disqualification of a candidate if he or she is found to have filed fake documents for his qualification, while his party will pay a fine of 1 million naira. Participants at a security summit in Calabar have raised alarm over increasing cases of kidnapping, exam malpractices, terrorist attacks, drugs abuse, and other social vices sweeping across tertiary institutions in Nigeria. They were speaking at the first of such summits for tertiary institutions organized by the International Center for Executive Security Training at the Cross River State Capital. Liberty News correspondent Musa Kutama, who was there, now reports.
The ISES summit with the theme crime, fear and insecurity in tertiary institutions, challenges, impact and prevention strategies, said that nowadays fear of kidnapping, terrorist attacks, drug abuse and examination malpractices is sweeping across tertiary institutions in Nigeria. A third survey has it that involves 3,472 randomly selected students across 12 institutions, and examining both show that have fear of crime and insecurity among students. It further said issues of youth violence and destructive behaviors, including bullying and cultism, continues to cause grave concern. In an interview, Professor M.O. Faborode, keynote speaker, gave his mind on the trending event.
Cultism, to exam malpractices. When somebody cannot read, then he tries to see how it's going to be able to survive in an examination. And so it takes to all sorts of practices that are not decent. So this portends very good danger for the future of education in Nigeria. And you can see the manifestation and the quality of graduates that we are producing.
Earlier, Professor OBC Nwoli, Director General, Research and Security Strategy, Army War College, Kaduna, said, as accused the hierarchy of leadership in Nigeria that only focusing on government security.
Because we have to talk very loudly about the security of the individual. And so from the expose of the UN and current scholars on security, the concept of security has expanded vertically and horizontally. Vertically, it is now emphasizing the security of the individual, of the group, whether ethnic group or family or dancing troupe.
In his part, Inspector General of Police Idris Wada, who was ably represented by ACP Olatunde, said it is serious concern in prevention of crimes and properties of citizens.
The term security is synonymous with protection of life and property. It is equally a state of being secured or feeling secure, not envisaging any threat, harm or danger. Security refers to all the precautions that a person can take to protect his life and his property and that of others.
Musa Kutama, Liberty News, Calabar.
The Nigerian Army authorities have said that 5 soldiers had died along the Pridang-Bita Road in Borno after their vehicle stepped on improvised explosive devices. Army spokesman Brigadier General Texas Chukwu said in a statement that the incident, which occurred in Goza local government area, happened when troops of 271 Task Force Battalion fought through an ambush staged by Boko Haram terrorists. He, however, said that the troops neutralized a number of the terrorists, while others fled with gunshot wounds. Chukwu also said that troops had rescued 9 people held by the terrorists during a clearance operation in 6 villages in Borno. He named the villages as Jaje, Angwan Audu, Major Ali, Dabu Abdullahi, Dabu Wolkaro, and Gori Jaji. According to the spokesman, those rescued include 2 aged men, 2 females, and 5 children. In a related development, the 81 Division of the Nigerian Army says it had intercepted 3 trucks loaded with over 300,000 live cartridges on the Igbogila, Ilara area of Ogun State. The General Officer Commanding GOC of the division, Major General Unobong Udo, made this known to journalists at a news conference at the division's headquarters in Lagos. The GOC was represented by the 35 Artillery Brigade Commander, Brigadier General Olusegun Olatunde. Olatunde said that the drivers and their accomplices on sighting the troops abandoned their trucks and fled. He said the team was on the trail of the fleeing drivers, their collaborators, as well as sponsors. The GOC, who said the interception followed the tip-off received from well-meaning Nigerians, thanked residents of Lagos and Ogun for their continued cooperations. Email past Governor of Kaduna State, Mukhtar Ramalan Yero, former Minister of Power Nuhu Samuwea, and 2 others are to be remanded in Kaduna prison custody till 6th of June 2018, when their case will come up for hearing. Yero, where former Secretary to the State Government Hamza Damahawi and former Chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the state Haruna Gaya are standing trial for over 700 million naira 2015 campaign funds. Correspondent Sani Garba Hassan reports.
The case before Justice Mohammed Shaibu of Federal High Court Kaduna saw the 4 suspects arrive court in company of operatives of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) and other heavily armed security men, though the suspect pleaded not guilty. When the charges were read to them, the presiding judge ordered them to be remanded in prison custody, denying them the privileges of bail. Arguing his point, counsel to the defendant, Yunus Ustaz Usman San, said his clients are innocent as the funds in question were campaign funds for 2015. He stressed that those using it against the former governor are wrong.
And then the Honorable Electoral Judge has adjourned the case to Wednesday, the 6th day of June 2018 for their bail application.
So what are these?
The charges are under the Money Laundering Act, on the ground that they got some money and campaign funds.
Counsel to the plaintiff, Joshua Saidi, however, said though it was the first appearance, despite pleading not guilty to the charges, it is the prerogative of the court to either grant them bail or remand them in prison custody.
We just arraigned their defendants, and they pleaded not guilty, and they've been remanded in prison custody for the further consideration of their bail application on the 6th of June 2018. What money laundering offences, related offences.
Reacting to the incident, Kaduna State Chapter Chairman of the People Democratic Party, PDP, Felix Hassan Head said, the PDP is not against the fight against corruption, as some allege, but the fight must be transparent, just, and without witch hunting or passive opponent.
We respect the laws of the land, but our party cannot be cowed into submission. We look at all these developments that are unfolding as deliberate to bring down PDP. We have respect for the rule of law. We have respect and confidence in the judiciary, but we believe that if we are fighting corruption, it is not an issue of one political party. It is an issue of fighting corruption in the whole system in Nigeria.
The case is adjourned till June 6, 2018 for further hearing. Sani Garba Hassan, Liberty News.
And on sports, a member of House of Representatives on sports, Tajuddin Abbas, has said that all budgetary allocation for the Super Eagles Russia World Cup preparation for executive has been approved. Abbas said the players will receive their money to the last kobo, though he did not disclose the amount the National Assembly approved for the team. He tipped the Super Eagles to pull a draw in Saturday's international friendly against the Three Lions of England in Wembley, and could get to the quarterfinals in the FIFA World Cup in Russia. Abbas made a declaration at the Nigerian Football Federation Secretariat in Abuja. The lawmaker, who said he was visiting the NFF Glass House for the first time, said a draw would be the best performance the Super Eagles could put up against England. He said the recent international friendly games have sharpened the team for the task ahead, and stressed that the Eagles' ability to defeat Argentina in the friendly was the required tonic for the Super Eagles to cruise to the quarterfinals in Russia. And finally, before we go, another look at the major stories. In the news, you were told the federal government says Nigeria's economy outlook for 2018 positive. Senate will amend existing laws to check insecurity. Nigerian Communications Commission to slam 5 million naira fine on airing service provider over value-added service. And on the international scene, Central African Republic approves war crimes court. And on sports, member of House of Representatives says Eagles will World Cup allowance ready. The news team wishes you a pleasant viewing time and leaving you with this Liberty quote. One of the things I have learned about vision is people will grab it mentally or have a grab mentality. Onyi Onyado. Thank you for watching. I am Aon Dunaf India. Bye bye for now.